Right now, Sally Gare is in Washington, D.C. on a lobbying trip. The Iowa mother flew out Monday morning to fight for her 25-year-old daughter and thousands of others who struggle with debilitating medical conditions. Gare says she wants lawmakers and everyone else to know that cannabis oil is medicine. And tonight, in a story you will see only on Fox 28 News, I show you how and why anxious parents are getting around state law to buy it.
This is hemp.
That's hemp oil, which is CBD, cannabidiol.
Right, which is a variety of a cannabis plant.
Sally Gare just started giving the oil to her daughter Margaret, who has Dravet syndrome, in the spring.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Tediously filling capsules with the oil to make it easier for Margaret to take, she cautiously and gradually added it to Margaret's daily regimen of 4 anti-seizure meds and 2 other drugs that counteract the pharmaceutical side effects. She says the oil made a difference almost immediately.
Initially, right away, she was sleeping better, which is huge. Huge for us, huge for her. I think any time you sleep better, you're going to do better.
And she did. Margaret's speech improved along with her gross motor skills. Plus, Margaret's not having as many seizures, even though they've reduced one of her pharmaceuticals by 1/3.
She could have 3 to 5 a week, big ones. Yeah.
She's still having that many?
No, I'd say she's down to 1 to 2 a week.
And would you contribute that to the CBD?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Iowa's Medical Cannabidiol Act, signed into law by Governor Branstad last year, allows Gare to possess and use the oil since she has a state-issued registration card. But the law doesn't provide any means to buy it here because it's still illegal to manufacture it.
Getting it through the House is where we're at today.
Representative Bob Kressig of Cedar Falls tried to get a broader Senate-approved bill debated in the House this year, but it didn't happen. So, with support from a Waterloo lawmaker who works in health care, they're going at it again in January.
The best thing would be it come through a committee process and be discussed. But if not, it could bring it up as an amendment to a bill.
I don't even work with a lot of the epilepsy children. We know that's going to vastly help that population. I work with cancer patients, I work with MS patients, I work with Parkinson's patients, and I work with folks with anxiety and chronic pain issues. So we know, the studies will show you that the cannabis oil will help relieve all of those folks and help them live a more quality life.
It's just simple things.
Yes. You. Why you just because you're just getting sharper.
Yeah, you tell them.
It's working for 25-year-old Jacob Gilo, who saw his seizures drop by 2/3 in just 80 days. And that's not all.
Jakey would bruise easily. That's gone. His cognitive has sharpened. We're talking in full sentences. He's really excelling, and I'm ecstatic.
Mom Nancy buys Jacob's cannabis oil the same way Sally Gare buys Margaret's, over the internet through CW Botanicals. The Colorado-based company says it ships to 49 states, the UK, and Canada, and can do so because the oil it calls an herbal supplement contains only 0.3% of the psychoactive compound THC.
I think if you really look at it, it's not that hard. It's not like we're asking for something anybody can abuse because there's not enough THC in there to ever get anybody high. It's not hurting anybody.
Representative Rod Blum agrees.
It has nothing to do really with marijuana. It has none of the ingredients in it that marijuana has to get a person high. It's a plant extract.
That's why Blum and 2 other Iowa congressmen are sponsoring federal legislation that would amend the Controlled Substances Act to exclude cannabidiol from the definition of marijuana and treatment as a controlled substance.
I've always been a person that believes if you or your legal guardians think that a experimental drug can help you, that why shouldn't you be able to do that? Why should the government be able to say, no, you can't put this in your body?
Senator Grassley argues it's the FDA's role to make that decision after researching CBD's safety and effectiveness, something that's being done at the University of Iowa.
I don't think there's any question about safety, but we had some evidence come out in our hearings that indicated, and we had these from people that use cannabis oil. They said it doesn't have the same quality every vial that you buy.
These people out there in Colorado are doing a wonderful thing. There are so many people that are being helped by this.
It's not a political game. These are people's lives at risk here.
Lori Tassin wanted to try the oil and lobbied tirelessly for a comprehensive Iowa medical cannabis law that would help her deal with brain cancer. She died last month before getting the opportunity.
People who need it for a medical reason, cancer, like Lori Tassin, that we didn't help. They need access. And they don't need it next year, they need it now. The director of the Governor's Office of Drug Control Policy tells me the state needs to prioritize its resources so it is not looking to arrest registered families who get their cannabis oil through the mail. And the Attorney General's office says it's not received any requests from county attorneys to pursue prosecution. So far, 72 registration cards have been issued by the Iowa Department of Public Health.